What to do when your engine won't rev over 1500 RPM. So in response to a few complaints that I've had from subscribers recently about engines that will just not, boom, put the power out, I have decided to make a video about things to troubleshoot when your gasoline K-Jetronic Mercedes engine or KE-Jetronic Mercedes engine will not get out of its own way. So here we go. Number one, clogged fuel injectors. On KE-Jetronic cars that have been exposed to rust, dirt, goo, and debris, it is imperative that the fuel injectors be tested for the presence of any rust or debris. This will manifest as an injector that does not open and does not spray no matter how much pressure you put on it. If your pressures are not opening and spraying by roughly 5 bar, something is seriously wrong. They also shouldn't be leaking down, though. I recently learned this lesson on a 1990 300 SL, where 2 of the 6 injectors refused to deliver any measurable quantity of fuel, even under ridiculous amounts of pressure. This accounted for why I had so much fuel pressure in the system. The car still ran, but it absolutely stumbled around 1500 RPM and would not quit stumbling when I would accelerate, even at mid-throttle. Item number 2, clogged catalytic converters. If your Mercedes has a clogged catalytic converter, there's a very good chance that it will not be able to rev up. This is because of the heavy restriction that the cat produces on the exhaust system. If you think your cat is clogged and you have a 380 SL, 450 SL, 560 SL, or similar vehicle, it's possible to get underneath the car and bang on the cat with a hammer. It's also a good idea to beat on the catalytic converter and see if just measure the catalytic converter's temperature and see if the temperature is higher on the outside than on the input than on the output, but you're looking for a difference of over 100 degrees. This sort of issue can manifest itself on any Mercedes that's been sitting for a long time, but it can eventually arise in cars that are used in daily service. There is such thing as a back pressure tester too, which is a good device to use to measure this sort of issue. Number 3, bad electrohydraulic actuator. A bad electrohydraulic actuator or a bad fuel inlet screen can cause this sort of issue as well. The EHA has a screen inside, but just because the screen is clear doesn't mean that everything is going to be working properly. An EHA that is seized in the lean position, in other words, the fuel off position, will provide absolutely little to no fuel delivery. And of course, there's also a situation where your car won't start, where your EHA gets stuck in full enrichment position, and then you just get way too much fuel no matter what. The EHA should always be considered as a potential issue, particularly if it's an older unit with the 2 flathead screws. Issue number 4, bad ignition rotor. On M103 engines, it is very common to see ignition rotors that are burned through. In addition, on 103 and 104 engines, water can build up under the distributor cap, causing stumbling and hesitation at around 1000 to 1500 RPMs, although these symptoms may disappear as the engine warms up. Anyway, if this video was helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to tap that bell for notifications. And if you're supporting us at Patreon, we thank you so much. In the meantime, enjoy driving, working on, and solving the problems on your own Mercedes. And if you have any more information to add to this, leave a comment below. Thanks.